Hello, Scorpios, and welcome to this, your January 15th through January 31st reading and predictions. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. Please watch all the way to the end. How many of us have burning questions that we want answers to? And oftentimes those questions are phrased in such a way to need a yes or a no answer. Well, I have a deck of cards specifically for answering questions. So at the very end of this video, I will be pulling a card for you Scorpios. So stay tuned for that right until the end and get your questions ready. Okay, Scorpio. The last reading that I did for you covering the time frame of January 1st through January 15th, you had a whole lot of double cards. I'm just going to check my notes here, but you had the 10 of Swords, you had Three of Swords, you had the Magician, and you also had some cards in there indicating that you had some kind of decision that you needed to make, and you were struggling or bumping up against that decision a little bit. So, without any further ado, let's get started with your reading right now. No, I am getting told to go. Whoops. I'm getting told to go here. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I do not edit my videos. What you see is what you get. Noises in the background, cards flying, me having to bend over, pick them up, and me tripping over my own tongue. It's all part of the fun and games. All right. Scorpios. Where are the Scorpios now? What's going on with Scorpio? Okay, we have two cards that flipped out for you. Let's take a look and see. Ooh, you have the Two of Swords and you have the Six of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, so the Two of Swords is a card about needing to make a decision. So you are starting this reading where the last reading left off, where it was indicating that you had a decision to make, but it was a difficult situation and a difficult decision that you were going to need to make. And the Two of Swords is about needing to make a decision on blind faith. You will notice here that the character is wearing a blindfold. They are going to have to make a decision without being able to have the entire picture in front of them. And then you also have the Six of Pentacles here. Now, the Six of Pentacles is what I like to call the karma card. And it's also the card that I like to call the philanthropic card. And the reason that I call this both the karma card and the philanthropic card is it is a card of if you can afford to give, whether that be time, whether that be money, whether that be energy, whatever the case may be, if you can afford to give, then give. If you cannot afford time, money, if you cannot afford to be generous, ask for help. Okay? This is the card of give and receive. Okay? Karma, what goes around comes around. So, where you are at right now, this is also a card that denotes that there's some balance as well, because the universe likes to be in balance. So typically if we are in a place where we need help, we can ask for help, but when our own circumstances turn around and we are then in a position to be able to give, if we give, then the next time we need help, then there's help there for us, and so on and so forth. It is a give and take, it is a receive and give, it is a balance. Okay. So, Scorpios, this is where you are at now as you're coming into the middle of January. You have a decision you need to make. You're probably going to have to make that decision on blind faith, but you're also in a place where things are a little bit balanced with regards to your finances. There's some give and take there and so on. Okay, where are we going next? Let's go over here and let's take a look at what you are focusing on. What are the Scorpios focusing on? Okay, well, apparently you have a lot of things that you're focusing on right now, because that was a lot of cards that jumped out. And there's another one. Okay. And that one as well. All right. So we do have a card on the floor. Oh, we have several cards on the floor. See, I told you it's always fun. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up all of these cards that came flying out and we're going to mix these up because generally when we get way too many cards, it's because your card is in this mix, but it couldn't manage to come out just as a single. All right. So, what are the Scorpios focusing on at this time? What's important for Scorpio at this time? Where are they putting their attentions? I do sense that there's one more card meant to come out. Yeah, that's weird. All right. Okay. Where you are putting your attentions and what you are focusing on, Scorpio, is the 10 of Cups. This is the Harmony card. This card is considered one of the happier cards in the deck. It is a card of, I have achieved. I have what I want in my life. I have the relationship that I want in my life. Now, whether you do right now or not, this is what you are focusing on. This is what you are fantasizing about. This is what you are meditating on and trying to manifest. So even if you don't have this yet, this is your focus for the remainder of January. And the 10 of Cups is about finding harmony in the knowing that you have the good relationship that you had always wanted, finding the home that you had always wanted and making it your own, being in the location that you want to be in, and so on and so forth, and just having that white picket fence and having sunshine and rainbows. This is what you are focusing on. You are also focusing on this Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is the card of celebration. It is almost always depicted in the tarot with three dancing ladies on it. The reason that the three dancing ladies are important is because it represents the three phases of a woman's life, where a woman is born into being a maiden. She then moves into being a goddess, and then she moves into her crone years. So, one of the messages of this card for you, Scorpio, is not only celebrating life and relishing in friends and dancing in the rain, but this is also a card of recognizing and acknowledging the cycles and phases that we all go through. And so when things are really, really good, and remember, you do have another card with a similar meaning on it. When things are really good, then they're very good. But when things are bad, they are also bad. But everything is temporary. Right. And it's the same thing with this. Sometimes we can afford to give and sometimes we need to ask for help. And so this card is also saying when you are experiencing really good times, then relish in that and enjoy it. And when you're experiencing bad times, remember the good times and know that everything is temporary because everything is a phase or a cycle. Okay, let's move into difficult influences for you, Scorpio. What are the difficult influences and challenges for Scorpio for the latter half of January 2024? There are several flies. It's fly season in Texas, where I am. Oh my God. They're driving me mad. Absolutely mad. Okay, so in your difficult influences, you have the six. Oh, I just won't stop. You have the Six of Cups. Interesting that you had a six here and now you have another six here. The Six of Cups is the card that I call the nostalgia card. This is the card about remembering the past. The issue with this card is that we may be remembering the past whilst wearing some rose-colored glasses. That's why it's the nostalgia card. Okay. This is turning into a relationship reading for you, Scorpio. I believe that you have a decision to make with regards to a partner. potentially an ex. You need to make that decision based on blind faith. Are you going to go back to an ex or not? Are you going to stick with your current partner or not? Either way, this is about a relationship. This card is about a relationship. This card is about whether there was balance in the relationship or not, or whether karmically speaking, one person put in a whole lot more effort than the other person. This is what you are dreaming about and what you want in your life. You want to have this perfect, beautiful life with this 10 of Cups here, and you want that white picket fence, and you want the financial abundance, and that's going to move you into a sense of celebration with your friends and move you into that beautiful phase of your life. And at the moment, you're being called upon to remember the past, but perhaps you're remembering the past through rose colored glasses, believing that the past was more sweet. Oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. Sometimes we might, look back at a relationship because we're feeling lonely, we're feeling down, we've grabbed our bucket of Ben and Jerry's and we've had a couple of Netflix nights feeling sorry for ourselves because we sat at home instead of going out on a date. And we start thinking, well, maybe it wouldn't be so bad to go out with my ex, or maybe it wouldn't be so bad to go out with that guy who was really weird on that blind date that I had last week. Maybe I should phone him up. It wasn't that bad, was it? That's what this card is about, Scorpio, is about you remembering the past as being better than what it actually was. This is in your difficult influences, indicating that you might be tempted to be picking up the phone and returning to a past that at the moment in your perception is better than it actually was. I'm here to remind you, unfortunately, exes are exes for a reason. If we decided not to return a phone call after a blind date, we did so for a reason, right? Be cautious, be aware of this as you move through the latter half of January. And the other side of that, and I'm hoping something will come up in your unexpected cards here, Scorpio, but I'm hoping something is going to come out of this to encourage you and bolster your self-esteem with regards to not looking towards being in a relationship with someone who is the wrong person because you're remembering the past eh, with sunshine and rainbows. And it wasn't that way. And you're doing that because you're feeling lonely or you're feeling somehow like, I'm getting 4 of Pentacles energy here, which is the energy of comparing your life to someone else's life and thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. I don't know why I'm getting that energy, but I thought I would mention it. Doing these readings, it's not just a tarot reading, it's a psychic reading as well. And psychically, I've got 4 of Pentacles energy floating in here. The coveting card, the comparing card. Yeah. So, messages that the universe wants you to hear at this time, Scorpio. We are going to pull that one out because it was almost going to fall out, but I ran out of cards to shuffle. All right, so we do have cards out here. We have this card, it's come up several times. Death is an illusion. So maybe part of what you're experiencing here is that you have experienced the loss of a loved one. And if that is your case, my condolences, absolutely my condolences. But by the same token, don't dive into something new, especially with someone that where you might be remembering the past differently from the way it actually happened. But death is just an illusion, just so that you're aware. Sometimes when this card comes up, it's because someone, and I don't feel that this is going to resonate for all the Scorpios. I do feel it's going to resonate for a very small minority. If you have lost someone recently, this card may come up because you are supposed to be consulting with a medium. Maybe there's a message for you from the other side, but take that as it resonates. You have learned from your mistakes. Hmm. I'm kind of laughing to myself about this learn from your mistakes card because the Six of Cups is about learning from our mistakes and not going back and not remembering the past with as like all roses and beautiful and it wasn't that bad. Learn from your mistakes. And the final message that the universe wants you to hear at this time is follow the golden rule, do unto others as you would have to have done unto you. Don't call up the creepy guy that you went on the date with that you really don't want to see again. It's not fair to him, do unto others. Like if you're not really, really feeling it on a deep level, then don't put those vibes out there. Again, this Six of Pentacles as well. If you're not feeling it with someone, don't get their hopes up. That's also from this Six of Pentacles, this karma card here, Scorpio. Where are we going? Where are we going? We're going over here and we're going to check your unexpected. Unexpected for Scorpio. Okay, apparently you have a lot of unexpected coming out for the latter half of January here. All right. What is that one? Okay. All right. Scorpio. The first card in your unexpected is the Five of Winter. This card corresponds to the Five of Swords. This is a card indicating that someone somewhere in your midst is not being as open and honest with you as they should be. This is a card that there may be some betrayal going on, and the message of this card is walk away. Walk away from dishonest associations. And you'll notice here that you've got two characters there, one over here, and they're basically walking away from each other. Something's not right. It's not good. Walk away. This is coming up in your unexpected, indicating that these rose colored glasses are coming off. And you're going to make a decision to walk away from something that is not serving your highest good. Be cautious and wise in your actions with this Prince of Autumn. This is also known as the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles oftentimes indicates that there is some kind of financial abundance that's coming in towards us at this time, including potential partnerships. But the Knight of Pentacles comes into us reminding us to pay attention to the details. So if there is an opportunity coming up in the latter half of January, Scorpio, for you to sign a document, to enter into some kind of contractual agreement, make sure that you are dotting all of the I's, crossing the T's, reading, rereading, proofreading, and even having a friend, confidant, lawyer, or someone else read the document before you put your John Hancock on there. Okay. You have the Hermit coming in. The Hermit is the card of withdraw from society temporarily, dig deep into your meditative practice, whatever that looks like. Look for the answers within yourself. This card sometimes can indicate that there's also a mentor coming in for you, but I'm not sensing that's going to resonate with very many of the Scorpios this month. I think this is more of a call back towards meditation and spending time with self. This is in your unexpected. And finally, you have the Prince of Summer coming in here. The Prince of Summer corresponds to the Knight of Cups. This is someone who is riding in towards you and is about to sweep you off your feet. He is charismatic. He is romantic. But he also comes with the caveat, easy come, easy go. He likes to ride in on his horse, sweep you off your feet, and ride away again. I get the image of someone who perhaps works away from home, like a long haul truck driver or something, that comes into town. You meet him, everything is hunky dory, and then off he goes in his truck again. He's gone for another couple months, something like that. Um, Unfortunately, the Knight of Cups does not give us well grounded, warm fuzzies. This is, I would describe the Knight of Cups more like fling type material, just so you know. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, so long as you are aware, Scorpio, that that's the energy that's coming in right now. This is not the Lover's card. This is not the Two of Cups card. This is the Prince of Summer or the Prince of Cups coming in. Something is going to come in. It's going to sweep you off your feet. It's going to be lovely and beautiful, but just as quickly as it came in, it's going to leave again. And again, with this Knight of Pentacles here, you're being asked to make sure that you know all of the details before you make a big commitment at this time. Let's look at your general overall outcome. And then we're going to tackle your yes, no questions. So stick around for that. Final general overall outcome for the Scorpios with regards to this reading that turned into a total relationship reading. Okay. Okay. These cards have a sense of humor. Okay. The first card in your final general overall outcome is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is about success, but it's about slow and steady growth, not a fly-by-night Knight of Cups. It is about you finally achieving some success. Normally, this would be a card that would relate to career and finances, but I really feel like right now that by the end of the month, Scorpio, things with regards to relationships and so on are going to settle down. Let's face it, this is what you are working towards manifesting. This is your focus. This beautiful life, the celebration, dear friends, a nice relationship, a house that is more than a house and a home, and so on. That's what you're working towards manifesting. But right now, you've got this other stuff going on. You've got this fly by night energy coming up. You've got this Five of Winter energy coming up of walk away from something that's not serving you. Incidentally, you also have a Five of Pentacles coming up, indicating that some of the reason that you may be tempted to enter into something uh, at this time may be a financial thing that is driving you towards wanting a relationship that perhaps is not in your best interest. So take a good hard look. Like with these two cards coming in, take a good hard look at your motivations behind wanting a relationship right here, right now. Like I just get the sense that it's almost like patience is run out and there's almost a desperation there to be in a relationship is the emotion that I'm picking up. And when we come from that place, first of all, we're not particularly attractive to the opposite sex. And this goes for both males and females. If there is an air of desperation out there, trust me, that is not attractive. And if your motivation is financial, then, look really, really closely deep within. That's why this hermit came out. Look at your motivations for a relationship. Um, I just had an image flash by my eyes here, Scorpio, of you making a list, sitting down and going old school and making a list. Why do I want to be in a relationship now? What are the pros? What are the cons of being in a relationship? What are my motivations? And going old school, because I think if you do that work and you do this hermit work here, you're going to get a clearer picture. And a lot of this six of Six of Cups energy is going to fade away, and you're going to be able to walk away from something that doesn't serve your highest good. And the final card in your reading here, Scorpio, is as we begin, so shall we end. You have the same card. You began with the Two of Swords and you are ending with the Two of Swords. And again, the Two of Swords is about needing to make a decision based on blind faith. You'll notice here on this card, I'm just going to turn the light off for a moment so that this will focus. You'll notice here on this card, the character has a blindfold on. Crisscross swords indicating a decision needs to be made, but the decision needs to be made from blind faith. Okay, Scorpio? So, like I said, as we began, so shall we end. It still looks like you have a decision to make. Okay. Let's take a look at your burning question. Burning question. Ask your question several times in your mind. You may wish to close your eyes as you are asking the question as I shuffle the cards. Let's have a yes or a no answer to Scorpio's burning question, please, cards. All right. We have a card out. Ready? Scorpio, in response to your question, open your eyes. This is your answer. Not the right time. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, each and every one of you. If this resonated deeply for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. Also, if this resonated for you and you would like to book a personal consultation with me, my contact details are down below in the description. And I look forward to having the honor of doing your next reading for you in the middle, or no, that would be at the end of January for early February. Thank you so much, everyone.